I'm like, oh, I know Timothy Dalton, it's James Bond, but not really having watched those Bond films, I didn't recognize him as like that Whitfield was Timothy Dalton, and it's then it was almost kind of like it's like you have this guy, this actor portraying this really creepy, disturbing guy,
Mm.
and in another life he was one of the cinematic heroes of of on-screen history in James Bond.
But think of how James Bond was always a womanizer. So you know what I mean? Like it's not
Hmm.
that far of a jump, I guess. But it's funny because when you wrote in the deck that Timothy Dalton, like the first thing you associated with him was James Bond, I had to think about it and I was like, oh yeah, he was one of the James Bonds, like
Yeah.
back in the day, like when Sean Connery was. But that, I didn't think of that. Like, ironically, what I think of him as is there was this like rom com in like 1997 with Fran Drescher, believe it or not, and Timothy Dalton. It's called The Beautician and the Beast, where she's like
Oh,
this, like over the top, like getting her nails done, like ha
yeah.
ha. And he's like this guy who's kind of like rough around the edges, but then like they end up falling in love. And so that's what I ended up thinking of with him when I saw his face. And, honestly, I prefer to think of him in that movie than in this movie in this
Oh,
show where he's just a total
would think
freak.
so. I would think
Yeah.
so.
So I just kept trying to think of that. I'm like, think of Fran Drescher, think of Fran Drescher.
Yeah. The nanny, the nanny, the nanny, the nanny.
As I'm fast forwarding, think of Fran
Yeah.
Drescher, think of Fran Drescher.
Um, yeah, I I mean, it just goes back to that, like, building up the hatred for the character, but
Mm.
like, what he was doing, and, like, then also the way he would describe it to the girls as far as, like, this fine line between pain and pleasure, it's kind of like, ooh. So not only is it hard to watch, it's just kind of like, there's, like, that underlying note of evil at the same time.
And obviously, they're sort of, I don't want to say tricked, but they're sort of manipulated into thinking it's something different, like, oh, here's a way to earn money or something to these prostitutes or women of
Hmm.
the night. And then it's like they're just brought in and they're like, oh, it's just going to be easy money. Like, you're going to do what you do normally. And then it's just like they're torturing them.